So we are at the Philharmonic Hall in the beautiful music room here, just behind the hall. And with me, I'm in the presence of greatness right now. Well, three great things. We got the Tickling Sticks, and we got a Liverpool legend, Ken Dodd. How are we?
I'd like to say how discombobulating it is. How absolutely touchy-hilarious to meet a fine young man. Are you? Is this? Did you?
Yeah, this. I left my razor.
You're trying to do it, aren't you? So how are you going?
You've had 70 years now telling jokes, telling gags, and you probably get asked this a lot, Ken.
70, no, not quite. 60.
60 years, I'm putting a few years on there. Have you got one favourite gag? You must get asked this all the time. Have you got one?
Jokes, young man. Jokes are like an old joke. Is like an old friend. You never forget him. You never forget it. And over the years, I've had some very just touchy-hilarious jokes. And this is Christmas time, see? Christmas time. This is the time of the year when people are full of goodwill and Christmas pudding. And the thing about here, the Liverpool Philharmonic, is it's the ideal place because people come at Christmas time. They all come back to Liverpool, Merseyside, to visit their family. They come from America. They come from Europe. They come from all over the civilized world and parts of Bootle to the Philharmonic Hall to celebrate Christmas with the family. And that's what we're doing here today.
Well, the 28th and the 29th of December, your legendary show is back here at the Philharmonic. And we want everyone to be getting the tickets for this now.
And so, because it's my home city, that's Liverpool, I love Liverpool, I love Merseyside, it's got to be the best show I've ever done in my whole life.
So the pressure's on.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Where there's no pressure because I'm bringing a fabulous magician called Amethyst, a fine young man, and a beautiful girl. He has this beautiful girl, and he saws her in half, and it throws the best bit away. But we've got a magician called Amethyst. We've got a wonderful musical act called Andante. That's a musical term meaning get on with it. And it's a very, very beautiful, honestly, a really beautiful lady, and rather a plain man. And they play all sorts of exotic instruments that they've collected from all over the world. Oh, I'm coming on again, and then an international star.
Oh, wow. Who's that?
Dickie Mint. Dickie Mint, who was, during the year, he's the foreman of the Jambutu mines in Nottingham. But tonight, at the Philharmonic Hall, Dickie Mint will be telling jokes and singing, especially for you.
Wow, well, that's a reason to get a ticket to see Dickie Mint, isn't it? Yeah. Let's go back to your career, to the early days, to the 50s. When did you realise, when did you think, I'm going to be a comedian, I want to be on stage?
Your mother and father let me have a look at you in the pram. Once I saw you in the pram,
you realised.
What is your first name now?
My name is Jay.
Well, see, this is Jay, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Tuesday. That's his other name, Tuesday. Because when he was a baby, his father took one look at him and said to his mother, I think we better call it a day. So this is Jay. And I'm Ken Dodd. And I'm speaking to you from the Philharmonic Hall in Liverpool, where we're coming for our Christmas show on the 28th and 29th of December. Yes, so book now. Seats in all parts and tea and buns at the back of the hall with the vicar. Treat the family. Yes, treat your granny. Yes, bring your granny here and say to her, now, that'll teach you a lesson.
Ken, have you got any advice? We get a lot of young people watching this, and some who aspire to be on stage and be a comedian. What advice would you give them?
Well, you know, when you get to a ripe age, and I think I'm overripe now, you do get a lot of young fellas and young girls who'll say, "Oh, I'd like to be on the theatre. I'd like to be a comedian." Now, there's one piece of advice I'll give everyone: don't lose your enthusiasm. If you want to be a comedian, look in the mirror and say, I want to be a comedian. And you've got to think about it all the time, 25 hours a day. And one day, you'll get there.
Final question for you, Mr. Dodd. Liverpool, we often ask our fellow comedians this question.
Indeed.
What is it in the water of Liverpool that makes us funny?
All I know is...
Because we are funny. We're funny as Scousers,
well, from Liverpool, we export comedians and prime ministers. And when you think of all the wonderful, legendary comedians who've graced the Liverpool stage, Arthur Askey, Ted Ray, Jimmy Tarbuck, all those wonderful, wonderful comedians and comedians, Avril Langers, Cilla Black, all these wonderful people who came from this wonderful city. Liverpool, city of laughter, city of tears. But mostly tonight, we hope, here in the Philharmonic, it will resound to the sound of Liverpool laughter. You're very welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Please come in and be tickled.
Brilliant. What a way to end. 28th, 29th of December, right here at the Philharmonic. Come and see Ken and his tickling sticks and a barrel of laughs.
And Dickie Mint.
And Dickie Mint as well.
And the magician.
The magician.
And the music.
And the lady who gets cut in half.
And 12 beautiful girl dancers in 10 musical costumes.
Brilliant. Ken Dodd, thank you, mate. Thank you so much for
Thank
chatting
you,
to us.
young man. Thank you.
See you on the 28th, 29th.
Must get some work somewhere. Does he pay him for this?